Hey, before we get into this awesome video with Georgetown's Elle Townley, a 16-year-old that is highly impressive. Really cool video, really cool performance coming up. I want to remind you, you can still vote now through August 15th for your favorite working Texas artists and musicians. In the upcoming 2025 Texas Country Music Awards, we are back this November at the world's largest Billy Bob's, Texas. You can also get tickets while you vote and get it at texascountrymusic.org. Voting is free. You don't have to be a member to do so. And again, that is open now through August 15th. Let's get into the video with Elle. You're going to love it. Hello, Elle.
We tried pushing and it was not going.
I'm glad you didn't keep pushing. What if it would have been a tragic glass break right at the beginning? Grand entrance.
I'm not about to break an expensive glass.
Do whatever you want to do. This is about you. This is for you. Play the songs you want to play. Every time I ask an artist to play a song, they never play it anyway, so I don't know why people don't like Freebird, but
I've been daddy's little angel since I was born. I've always done what I was told. They say I've got a heart of gold and that I will never break the mold. Usually that would be true, but sometimes you gotta bend the rules. I'm taking off my halo, I'm plucking my wings. Tonight I'll be a devil in my holy jeans. Gonna go where the lights are low and the spirits are high, where the music's on way too loud. I wanna be in the middle of a rowdy crowd. I've never worn my clothes so tight or stayed up all night. Said my prayers like a good girl should, but I'm done being good. And I wonder what my daddy would say if he could see me looking this way. I'm taking off my halo, I'm plucking my wings. Tonight I'll be a devil in my holy jeans. Gonna go where the lights are low and the spirits are high, where the music's on way too loud. I wanna be in the middle of a rowdy crowd. I've got a cowboy to my right, cowboy to my left. Better look away 'cause I'm breaking bad. Haven't stopped dancing and catching my breath. Gonna two-step these boots to death. I'm taking off my halo, I'm plucking my wings. Tonight I'll be a devil in my holy jeans. Gonna go where the lights are low and the spirits are high, where the music's on way too loud. I wanna be in the middle of a rowdy crowd. I wanna be in the middle of a rowdy crowd. Yeah. Rowdy crowd.
ladies and gentlemen, Elle Townley, Sounds Like Texas. Welcome to the room, Miss Elle.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I'm so happy that you decided to drive almost 4 hours to come play some songs for us here.
Absolutely. Hey, it's part of the job. I love doing it.
Yeah, so let's get into it real quick here. So this is fascinating to me because if people listen to you music, if they hear clips, if they heard a clip of you before they're seeing this video or hearing this, they're like, this is a grown woman, and you are not quite there yet. You're a young woman at 16 years old.
Yes.
With an incredible. Your voice is beautiful, but you have an incredible ability to, I think, harness it and use it properly, which is really impressive.
Thank you.
You sound like someone who has been in Nashville for quite a while, honestly.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you should. These are all compliments. I'm here to give you flowers right now.
Yes, I appreciate that.
That's what this is about. We are celebrating you tonight, Miss Elle Townley, who is also up for Young Artist of the Year, a nominee in the 2025 Texas Country Music Awards happening this November. Billy Bob's, of course. You can vote for Elle now through August 15th. And, of course, your other favorite Texas country artists and industry professionals. You've been nominated. This is your third year?
This is my third year.
Third year's a charm, huh?
I hope so.
Got your fingers crossed.
They are crossed, yes.
That would be incredible. And I think you definitely fit the bill. You know, Peyton Riley has won it the past couple of years, and she's done such an excellent job, I think, representing Texas and our culture and our scene and getting us out there literally all across the world and on national television. And, you know, she's just done it with such grace. And then stepping away this year and letting a whole new lineup of artists kind of have a shot at it. But I will say this, those other kids have their work cut out. In my professional opinion only, Elle, you're fantastic. Talk to me about
Thank you.
representing Austin and growing up in and around Georgetown.
Yeah. Well, you know, music is my life. It is what I love doing. You know, I've sacrificed a lot for it. I have been singing since I could talk, really, and I've been in voice lessons since I was 6. So I've really dedicated to this, and I've just absolutely loved traveling all over Texas and even outside of the state to do music. And, you know, music is so awesome because you can say things, you know, without just saying them. You know, even melodies can say something, make you feel something. And so I'm very blessed to have the gift of music. But yeah, I love, you know, as I said, traveling. I actually come to Houston quite frequently to play. I think I play Houston more than I play my own hometown, which is kind of crazy. But I definitely love playing shows in Georgetown because that's where I'm from. I have a really great support system there. I actually just played a show in a local guitar shop there, and it was packed, and it was just so awesome to see how many people came to see me. So
yeah,
that's very special.
That's got to be incredible. But you have been, you know, grinding for quite a while. I look back at your catalog, and was it 2020 that you put your first song out?
2020, I believe so, yes.
And if my math is correct, and I'm not a great mathematician here, but that would have made you around 9 or 10 years old.
Yes. Well, I was 11 when I put it out. I recorded my first 2 songs at 11, released my first one at 11, and then the next one at 12.
That's incredible. So you said you started basically singing when you could talk. What was like what's your earliest memory of a song that you learned? Like, what was that first song?
Oh.
Even if it's like a little kid's nursery rhyme or whatever, like what was it?
Well, I believed that I was a Disney princess when I was little, so that's what I started out singing. Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. That was
you
my favorite.
have one of those. I'll be honest with you. When I was listening to you with my daughter, who's in the room today as well, who's 14, Sydney is here. When we were coming in, re-listening to the new song, you have one of those voices that could be, you know, like part of Disney, which is incredible. Yeah. Who inspired you, Elle? We're sitting here again with Elle Townley. Sunday Sounds Like Texas on 100.3 The Bull and the free Audacy app worldwide from Georgetown, Texas, representing the Austin area. Miss Elle Townley nominated for Young Artist of the Year this year. Who are some of the, you know, other than Disney, what female artist or music were you into growing up, or are you into now? Because I guess it's still ongoing.
Well, one of my favorite artists will forever be Miranda Lambert.
Awesome.
I love a good sassy song. She has a bunch of those. I think she's a great songwriter. I love all of her songs, even that she writes for other people. But I try to kind of take inspiration from everybody I listen to, but she's one in particular that I really love. She has such a wide range of songs, especially on her newest album, Postcards from Texas. I think it's probably one of my favorite albums that I've ever listened to. You know, she's got everything from like Wranglers, which is fiery, you know, murder songs, to just absolutely beautiful songs about love. But I'm also really into right now Ella Langley.
How can you not be?
Love her sound. You know, Zach talked to bringing back some of those old country sounds. There's so many great artists out there, though. It's hard to just choose a few, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, all those are great. I mean, she's fantastic. Ella's fantastic. But Miranda, absolute legend.
Yeah.
The Queen of Texas.
And when I was little, you know, I even was really into like Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline. I used to cover their songs
You
all the
kind of
time.
feel like an old soul. Like it feels like it doesn't feel like you're 16. It doesn't feel like you just started doing this. Obviously, you haven't. You've put some time into this already. You know, starting at such a young age. But I mean, you've had stuff on iTunes for 6 years,
Yeah.
which is pretty incredible at 16, right?
It's kind of crazy to me.
It's because it's like being an entrepreneur and running your own business, right?
It
There's
is.
so much to it, and I see you on social media and all the stuff that you do, and I don't know, but I'm assuming that you do most of that,
Yes.
and it's fantastic. It's really great. You did something the other day, and I was like, man, I got to put more QR codes in my posts, you know?
Yes.
Because you're great about that.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what people really don't understand about musicians is that it's not just singing. It is a business. You know, you got to have your finances, your marketing. You have to have a plan for this or it's not
Right.
going to work. And so I actually really enjoy the business.
Yeah, if you don't
side
have a
of it.
plan, it becomes a really expensive hobby.
Oh, yes, it does.
Everybody take a nice look at that Gibson guitar she's holding there. Beautiful guitar, by the way.
Thank you.
That's not one of the Miranda Gibsons, is it?
No, it's not. I played one. I didn't end up going with it. It's a little dusty right now, but it is an SJ200 in the red wine color.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. It is a brand new baby.
Is it?
It is.
You
I
just got it?
Yes.
Nice.
Its name is Geraldine.
Geraldine, welcome to the room. How pretty. How did it feel to you when you got the nomination the first time? I know this is year 3, but tell me, let's get both of those answers. How did it feel year 1?
Yeah.
How did it feel like the first time you got nominated?
Year 1 was definitely special. I was like, oh, wow, like, I put on this roster with all these other people. How crazy is that? And, you know, I really didn't know what TCMA was at the time, so it was an awesome experience to just kind of go and network. I met some people that I'm still friends with to this day. One is Caleb Young. You know, I sat next to him at the award table. And, you know, there's just so many great people there at TCMA to connect with, from, you know, the stockyards the night before to the after party. But it was definitely a cool moment to be like, wow, I just got nominated for Young Artist of the Year. How crazy is that?
Yeah, and now the third time, is it like, this better be the year?
Well, you know, you always hope, but
Right.
I always like to stay humble and kind, you know.
Well, you've already won just being nominated. So
Exactly.
and I do mean that. I'm very serious, but you know, it's always awesome to just be included. Really, at the end of the day, to be included in that whole ceremony and Super Bowl of activities for Texas and for the TCMA, you know, it's pretty awesome and pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, even just going, you know, to, you know, walk the red carpet, and,
Yeah.
you know, meet all the people. It's just a great environment.
Let me ask you this. So how do you get to, at 16, do you even drive?
I do drive.
Okay, so you have a driver's license. So how do you navigate balancing the life of a teenager with your job as a musician? Are you homeschooled? Do you go to public school? What's up with your school situation?
Yeah, this is always an interesting question. So I am homeschooled now. I do
Okay.
an online program actually that goes through Houston ISD.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yes. So I'm basically, you know, going to school in Houston from my house in my pajamas.
That's sweet.
But
My daughter's like, how do I get that gig?
Right?
Sign me up.
Yeah. So I went to a charter school for about 10 years. It was a classical education, so I really got put ahead. They were teaching, you know, 1 to 2 years ahead of a public school, and so when I was finally like, hey, my shows are picking up, I'm songwriting all the time, I really need to do something that has the flexibility for my schedule. We actually moved to a public school in Liberty Hill, which is what I'm zoned for in Georgetown. And I lasted 1 semester there. They would not work with me on attendance.
Really?
Yes, and it was crazy to see the difference between a public school and a charter school. I missed like 30 days my freshman year at my charter school, and they were like, cool, you did it. But it's always been really important to me to keep my grades up. I've always, been proud of my work. I try to be a straight A student. But I had to switch from the public school to something that had, the time for me in my music. So my counselor helped me find a online program that I am now doing.
That's cool.
It's great. I'm on my senior year, and we should be wrapping up.
Well, that's cool. Very cool, man. That's what I was hoping to hear. You know, someone is, here again with flowers, as talented as you are, should be, focused on your gift, really, right?
Absolutely.
Not that all the stuff that you're learning isn't important, right?
100%.
But
stay in school.
in my opinion, music is equally as important, and I don't think you're going to learn so many life lessons doing music and traveling and being an entrepreneur and the fails of business, because they're going to happen. They're not going to be all wins, right?
Oh, there are definitely a lot of fails.
But that's really impressive. What are your do you I don't know if you have classmates, but like, what do your friends think of you being this rock star essentially?
Well, yeah, definitely. When I was at my charter school, it was so weird. I was never a popular kid. I've never been, kind of the one to stick out. But everybody in the whole school knew what I did. I would sing at some of our school assemblies, and it was always embarrassing because teachers would play like my music videos in their classes. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm not the popular kid, but you're making me look like one.
Right.
I'm not really.
You might have been the popular kid and not realized it.
Maybe.
Because, how many kids have a music video in school?
I know. It was crazy, but I was always the kid like, do not look at me. Presentations. It's crazy. I can get up and sing for hundreds, thousands of people. If I get up and do a school presentation, I'm like, the Great Depression was. It was not fun.
Oh, that's good.
I definitely, friends from there, you kind of leave. You're out of sight, out of mind. I'm unfortunately not friends with as many people from that era of my life. But I have found a new group, I think, actually of other young artists, Texas to Oklahoma even. And, it's really nice to kind of have them. We're all kind of doing the same thing. Our schedules are really similar. So it's really nice to be able to talk to them about, hey, I'm feeling lonely today. How are you doing, or how's life on the road? But I'm actually, it's funny you mentioned Peyton Riley. I actually just went and stayed with her, like, for 3 or 4 days. We just hung out, being teenage girls, went shopping. And so it's great to really find people, who are doing the same thing as you.
Yeah.
She and I could relate on so many things about, how girls are mean at school or, you feel left out here or there, whatever it was. It was just nice that we could just kind of talk as girls, but also as musicians, So.
Yeah, and that's kind of where that question kind of got inspired, because I know some of the struggles, that Peyton went through, and then other kids that are not musicians but are athletes that I have interactions with.
It's really similar.
Yeah, so that are homeschooled, and then they have like one really good friend, but that's about it, and it's important. I do this team night on Sundays, and it's the busiest night at my bar by far and away. Every weekend there's 200 kids from 13 to 19, and they're dancing from all eras of country music. They know all the classics, all the new stuff. They turn me on to stuff that I've never heard of, but it's really cool, and I know that is that the toughest thing about the struggle of the scene here in Texas is not being able to have that school or educational foundation. Is that one of your struggles?
I would definitely say so. It's really hard. You're not going to school every day. You're not making the friends. So a lot of the time you're by yourself. It's a lot of the time. I'm also, my two sisters are older and they're grown, so they're out living on their own. One lives in England. So it's kind of just, I'm like an only child basically. It's just me and my parents and my music. So, sometimes it can get pretty lonely, but that's where I'm really thankful for this group that I've got. And Peyton, actually, because she invited me, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. So I'm really hoping that turns out to be a really great friendship. And
Yeah, she's super talented, and I think I think that'd be awesome. I'd love to see you two actually do a show together.
yeah,
That'd be fantastic.
She's great girl. Yeah, and it was, again, just awesome to kind of connect over everything we both struggled with. So it was great.
I know I've asked similar questions to Peyton, but being a young woman, living 16 years of life, where do you go to for your inspiration to write songs? What are you inspired to write about? You talked about being a songwriter, and I know that's important to her as well,
Yes.
as it is to so many young Texas artists. Well, what is your inspiration, and where do you find inspiration? Is it something that just comes to you, or do you have to get in a zone? Is there like a special Elle Townley thing that you do?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a mix for me. Sometimes I'll just be like chilling in the car. I'm like, something pops in my head. I was like, ooh, that'd be a good hook. So I read it in my notes. Or, actually, I take inspiration from Pinterest, of all places. There's a lot of really sad quotes on Pinterest.
I
And
love
I'm
this.
like, that could be a song. And I actually did that.
That's
And
awesome.
I was like, hey, that turned out okay. Let's keep doing that. But I also, it's important for me to take it from real life experiences too. I always say this in every single interview, that songwriting is my therapy. It is how I express myself, and I really love songwriting because it's amazing to see how many people connect with your songs. So, I've had some songs I played out, and people are like, I really felt that one. Thank you for writing that. And it's just really crazy that, a song that's so vulnerable to you can help somebody else.
I love the fact that you are getting to hear that. You're getting that response and reaction from your fan base at this point in your life, because there's special ones. Peyton's special. I think you're special. And there's certain people that need to hear that stuff because it's only going to make you better in your music.
Exactly.
It's going to inspire you further, and that's exciting. Speaking of inspiration and the future, what's 5 years from now? In 5 years, you're 21. What are we doing at 21, Elle Townley?
21, I hope to have, one of my biggest goals right now is growing my following. Numbers, all of that, fans, music. I plan to have probably an album by then. I plan to do a lot more touring of Texas.
Yeah.
Playing bigger venues, maybe some opening slots, things like that.
Maybe polishing some awards.
Yeah. Hey,
maybe you get really good at that over the next 5 years.
But, that would
You
be
never
great.
know. You never know.
I'm just kind of seeing, where life takes me.
Sure.
I'm very, I like the work. I'm a hard worker. So I'm just kind of seeing where my hard work gets me at the moment.
Talk to me about your latest single, which came out in June, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't remember the title offhand, but I know it has to do with a halo.
Yes, Taking Off My Halo.
Taking Off My Halo. Tell me about that song. Where did you record it, first of all?
I recorded that at a small studio in New Braunfels called Beagle's Nest. It's kind of a new studio.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Beagle's Nest.
Beagle's Nest, there you go. They're great. Great people. So that song was actually written for LeAnn Rimes.
Interesting.
Way back in the day. It was written by Sheree Swartz. And,
oh, no kidding.
yeah.
Really?
Really.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did know that. Maybe Sheree told me and I just forgot it.
Hey, no, it has such a cool story. She wrote it for LeAnn Rimes, and, with labels and things like that, it just didn't end up making it into her catalog. So she just has had this song for however many years. And I got connected to her through another young artist friend, and we were writing at her table. She's like, I want to pitch you this song. What do you think about it? And I listened to it. I was like, cool. And she's like, if you want to, rewrite some of it or, play with it, do you on it. So I took it home, kind of worked on it. She and I kind of worked on it together, kind of freshened up some of it, and went to the studio with it. But it's so cool to say that I have a song that was written for LeAnn Rimes.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is pretty sweet, man. That's awesome.
Crazy. Who would have thought?
Hopefully LeAnn Rimes hears it too. What could have been, LeAnn? Instead, you were sitting there taking that Dr. Pepper money. Yeah, wow. So I want to ask you this. I hope you don't mind me being too personal, but Mom is here with you today. How does your family play a role in your music? Such a young, I like to ask all the young artists that I'm with, like, you know, a lot of them come here with their parents or, you know, an older sibling or something like that. I mean, are they your cheer squad?
Absolutely. Yes, I am very, blessed to have such a great support system with my family. My mom, my dad, and my grandma are my biggest supporters, and my uncle up in Oregon, he supports me too from a distance. But
I love that.
I have such a great support system with my family. A lot of kids doing this don't have that. I know one friend in particular especially doesn't, and it really gives you a new perspective on what you have and what you couldn't have. So I'm very grateful to them for always supporting my journey, and they've been supporting me since I've been performing since 8. So it's crazy. They've been chauffeuring me everywhere, and it's just very grateful. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, that's nice. I love that though. But yeah, you should be grateful for your mom, because she's sitting here middle of the week with you at the.
She drove here today.
Yeah, and she told me it took an hour just to get out of your neighborhood or something like that. So.
Yeah, Austin, not fun.
When you live in one of the 3 big cities here in Texas, it takes an hour to get out of just to get the road trip started.
Yes, well, I mean, that's how I feel about Houston. You go anywhere. Houston is an hour away from Houston.
Yeah,
that's what it feels
completely. Some parts are 2 hours away.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Well, when I stayed with Peyton, my mom actually went. It was the week of my sister's wedding, and so my mom dropped me off, went to go do some wedding stuff with my sister, came back. It took her 2 hours to get me, and then 2 hours to come back. So she was on the road 4 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
That makes for good opportunities to listen to country songs like music from Elle Townley, again,
Absolutely.
who is up for Young Artist of the Year. And tonight, my featured artist on Sounds Like Texas, presented by Square to Toe Boot Company, heard worldwide on Audacy. The free Audacy app is available now in the App Store, AUDACY. You can hear it locally in Houston on the mighty 100.3 The Bull. We are Texas proud. I got some silly questions that I would like to ask you. Before we get to the silly questions, I do have some silly questions that I would like to get some clips for the internet.
Yeah.
But I do want to wrap it up by saying, first of all, go stream the new song, Taking Off My Halo. I'll put an image up of it. Go stream that wherever you stream music. Elle Townley. And how will you celebrate, Elle, if you, in fact, win the Young Artist Award at the TCMAs?
Oh my gosh, what a great question. I would like to be around my friends. I think that's a great way to celebrate. And my family, of course, for always supporting me. But, maybe we go, have ice cream or something like that. Or, go to dinner the next night. Or, something fun. God made you perfect in His eyes and mine. How do you know I need you by my side? God made you. God made you. It must have been so hard for Him to do. When it starts to fall apart, you become the glue. It's how God made you. God made you to pick me up and help me fly. And without you, well, there would be no sun in my sky. And how I got so lucky, I keep on wondering why. Well, God sent you to put the sunshine back in my life. The darkness can't compete with your light. That's why God made you. Yeah, God made made you.